Okay, got it. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Going live on all the things. Oh yeah, look. Oh yeah. I pulled my glasses out of my hair. That's hilarious.
Oh, shoot.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Lighten Up. It's only light. Now where to go? This is fun. We're on live on Facebook, but we just can't see it. Okay. I'm not wanting to see any of these things.
Hey, everybody. How you doing today?
There we are. Okay. Expand video. That's fun. Learning new things with new things. All right.
Always learning.
Yeah. So welcome to Lighten Up, It's Only Light. I'm Vero. I'm the owner of Sacred Crystals. I think I'd like to be like Cher and just go by Vero.
Okay. And
Yeah.
not have a last name.
Not have a last name.
A middle name or
just
anything
be
like
Vero.
that.
That's it.
I like it. I like
Cher,
it.
Madonna,
Yeah.
Vero. Why not?
Do it. Do it. Ditch the last name.
Yeah.
It's just a name.
A name. What isn't a name? A rose by
Yeah.
any other name would smell
Yeah.
sweet, right? Shakespeare.
Some people believe that that's what you're given, your family given name, earthly name isn't really your real name. You know,
Right.
like your soul name, something else.
Right. Like there's a lot of talk about the new age, right? And that's a lot of people are changing their name and finding a different name for themselves so that they can sort of rebirth into the new paradigm, right?
It's true. I
So-
think people are identifying, kind of like what we talked about last week. Wasn't it last week?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. We talk a lot.
Identifying is different now. And so that means that we want our names to match how we're feeling inside, too. So Vero. That's
Yeah,
what
I
we
haven't
want.
done the numerology on it. I'm sure somebody will. I've got a friend Vivi who does Vivi Stockwell. If you don't follow her, she does daily card pulls and stuff. She's really good. She does numerology as well. So it'd be interesting to get feedback as to, because I haven't done the numerology on Vero. You know,
Yeah.
I just like it. It's just me. It just feels right.
It's got a V in it. It has to be super powerful. It's like one of the most feminine,
Yeah.
names that you can own. Vivian, Veronica, Vero. These names are like huge as it relates to feminine power
Yeah.
and empowerment. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Venus.
So so Christina, is that your given name?
It is. Yeah.
So what? And do you love your name?
I do love my name. I think my parents did. I'm a twin too. So.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I'm a
Learn
twin.
something new. I have so many twin friends.
Do you really?
Yeah.
And we're right on the cusp. So I'm also, you see how they tried to change the date for our astrology signs, and they like pushed it out a day. So maybe if you were a Taurus and you were born on the 20th, they were trying to make it like it wasn't the 20th, wasn't the Taurus that it ended, and you were now a Gemini. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, when they added the 13th constellation.
Yeah. Well, look. I was born a Taurus, okay, as far as I'm concerned, but I'm also a twin, so I was kind of like a Gemini at the same time, and I am right on the cusp, so.
Interesting. So there's another Christina out there.
It's another Christopher.
Oh,
Yeah.
Christina and Christopher. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I look forward to meeting your brother someday.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm sending him a package
Oh.
later today, to celebrate his natal day. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that means, wait, if you're a Taurus on the cusp of Gemini, that means you're coming up.
Girl, I'm celebrating this girl's birthday. Yeah, sure, my birthday. I'm hard at it. So.
That's amazing. Well,
Thank you.
happy birthday. And speaking of birthdays, we are, let me fix this, dismiss that. All right. So speaking of birthdays, we're celebrating today, and we're talking about Crone energy, which is really relates to the whole birthday vibe, right? I just had one, Aries, so I just had one last month, or not last month ago.
Yeah.
End of March, whatever. and really stepping into that Crone energy.
Yeah.
So for those of you who aren't familiar, there's the energy of femininity. It is in some traditions wrapped around a trinity, which is the maiden, the mother, and the crone. And the maiden is your young woman coming into herself, exploring all that there is to explore about womanhood, and mother.
Mother is exactly we'll call her the Earth Mother, the mother of all things, the mother of creation, the creatrix, the compassionate, divine female energy in its
and in that
fertile form.
In that stage, the mother is the nurturer, the teacher, the provider for others. You know, there's a caregiver sort of vibe to the mother energy. There's all of that goes beyond the goddess. It's more encompassing, right? And then we get to Crone.
Yeah,
Crone's the fun one.
Crone's the fun one for sure. I was gonna say it's the best one, but they all have such interesting aspects.
And you can't have one without the other. You know, it's like you can't just skip forward to Crone. You have to go through maiden and mother. But when you get to Crone, which is awesome,
you're all of them then.
Yeah,
you're maiden and mother, and
and there's a certain sense of been there, done that. And but there's also a wisdom that comes from going through maiden and mother, and there is a sort of a knowledge that you carry with you that at this point in life, at this point in the Crone phase, you've learned to tap into this knowledge and hold space for others.
It's true.
Yeah.
You know where I was told knowledge comes from?
Where?
Our hips. It's where the Akashic records are held. And
that's fascinating.
Yeah. It's where, like, remember I told you it's like a listening device? Your hips are like listening devices. Yeah. You know, your ears. So because of that, over millennia, it's just the place where all the knowledge is held. It's the womb of everything. It's the womb of all that ever was. So the about somehow. So all of that, because it's in your bones, you know, is held in this womb space. So you can call on that. That's where you can. Do you have this energy too? And I don't know if other people out there do, but when I am in meditation and I'm in alignment, you know, and I'm feeling like I've got like a kind of like a pillar of light going through me and I'm straight, I'm able to either connect sometimes with my third eye with my lower abdomen area, like my womb area, and feel energies kind of come back and forth that go into my head space and then back into my womb. Sometimes I feel it through my heart too, or maybe that would be involved also because it's all in alignment, you know. But it's like I'm getting information directly out of this little area down here, you know. And I think a lot of the times that comes with Crone type of experience or maturity or age and wisdom, you know, because you're listening for it even.
That, you know, that does resonate because like the sacral chakra is your center for creativity, for passion, and flourishing all of your passions. Fertility. So being able to connect that third eye, connect your third eye and your sacral chakra to sort of let that energy flow, that actually does make a lot of sense. And the womb itself, I imagine as you were saying that, you know, the fallopian tubes, like earphones, you know, like exactly. Kind of like a headset. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah. But that would be interesting to do a little meditation to connect the third eye and the sacral chakra, to to bring that energy, and I think
It's like
in,
consciousness down there is
Yeah.
giving you the consciousness up here. They're exchanging, and that's what they are. I mean, it's consciousness down there too. You know,
Yeah.
just based on chakra type.
yeah, interesting. So bringing that together, and with the crone energy, allowing, because I think sometimes in mother energy, especially because you become such a caregiver for all, the sacral chakra gets a little bit off.
I think you're right about that. I think it gets a little blocked,
Yeah.
maybe, or a little.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have the energy to provide all of the.
Well, because the sacral chakra really is about self-empowerment and that creativity, that sexuality, that sensuality. That's not a nurturing quality. So when we're in the mother aspect of our lives, sometimes we shut that down a little bit, and that's the chakra when doing like a Reiki chakra alignment. That's the sacral and the heart chakras on women are number 1 and number 2 for being completely shut down.
Yeah, I think that's what's being celebrated more and more. I think the crone energy that's on this planet now, that's being recognized, and I'm going to say that I don't think that you have to be, in your 50s to necessarily, or have gray hair to have crone energy.
Yeah,
We have access to that energy all the time. It's a lot of times that experience and maturity and actual aging kind of enlightens you or makes you more aware of it, because you're now willing to actually observe it for the lessons and learning energies that they are, rather than dismissing them as something that's unproductive for you. We're learning from them. But I think because we have so much crone energy on the planet right now, that we're all tapping into the understanding that mother needs to rest, that mother does need to take time out for those alignment opportunities, and becoming more observant of mother's needs, so that she does have the best energy that comes out and expressed in ways that aren't maybe more toxic or resentful, because mother hasn't rested and hasn't rebuilt and regenerated her supply, her real meaningful connection with mother and divine, and her sacred sensual energy. And so mommies never stop needing mommy cuddles. Yes. That's just the truth.
This is something I've heard Christina say a lot, and I think it's so true. There are just times when we as women just need to be held and told everything is okay.
You're doing great.
You're doing great, and we understand. It's okay. And so ideally we connect to our higher selves, and we do that for ourselves. Yeah. We don't necessarily need an outside human to do this for us. And sometimes it just feels good.
We're in a physical space. We are dense matter. Our mind, our little ego minds, we still want love, and our heart does too. That little portion. So I still need it. I still need it, even though I know I can express as much as I want to how much I love myself. Knowing maybe that somebody else on the planet does too, have compassion for me and forgiveness, or endearment. I'm like all over that. Snippity snap, I want it all day long. So yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah.
That love, that in being that we are physical beings and do need that, and that we are spiritual beings and we create the world around us. So those things sort of combine when you say, okay, if I'm creating the world around me as I want it to be, I'm creating this moment right now, and I'm creating this moment with Christina. So we're co-creating, but we happen to rendezvous in this co-creation, and I may need mommy cuddles, and I have created this world in which I've got mommy cuddles.
You can get them here. Yes, it's true. It's true.
So
a hug is like a boomerang. If you give it, you get it back.
Yeah, hey, love that.
Yeah, I didn't come up with that. That's
T-shirts, T-shirt material.
But yeah, I do. I totally believe in that.
Yeah.
So
what you had some other points about Crone that I wanted to talk about.
I think acceptance and then the boundaries to me really are important, and I think that that type of wisdom that comes about with having chronal energy is it kind of sets you free. Mm-hmm. It kind of does give you room in your heart if you weren't having room energetically in your heart or in your mind or anywhere else in your body, to like feel protected and honored. Boundaries help you do that, because you kind of, if you dismiss them, that's when you kind of feel a little bit disregarded. Mm-hmm. But once you define them, and they shift, they change over time. Right. It's a liquid, type thing. But there's core ones. There are core ones. There's ones that we should stay true to, so that we don't hurt our hearts and our selves. Even our physical bodies. Like, once we realize that maybe we are doing more damage to our physical bodies, although temporary, that they are here on this planet, we should still totally honor these sweet miracles that we're getting to sit, and I get to co-create with you only because I'm not this binging shot of light running around fusion energy, because I'm maintained in this little vessel instead. Yes. So we recognize this. Yeah. Sorry, I'm rambling.
No, I absolutely
making boundaries.
I absolutely agree. And well, what you were saying about taking care of the vessel, mm-hmm. the temple, makes total sense. I have some goddesses that are, around my age that I follow, that I've known for years, many of them. And some of them are in the best shape of their lives.
Okay.
And like, I'm like,
look at you though, kid.
I want what she's having.
Look, you're a goddess. You're beautiful.
You too, goddess.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'll take it. That's why we're sitting here today, really, so we can just love on each other.
Loving on each other. But we should all love on each other. We should all love on our friends. We should all love on our connections. Like, there's nothing worse, in my opinion, than being in a friendship that's all about complaining.
Oh, okay.
Like
yeah.
Like
wrapped up.
Like when you have a cause sometimes as an empath, as a healer, as a spiritual person, you'll get people in your life that the first thing they want to talk about is what's wrong with something, and mm-hmm. it's like, oh, how do I get myself out of this conversation really quick?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
And so moving from that into a place where you can have conversations with sisters, with goddesses, with co-creators that are uplifting and positive and moving forward. It's like, I listen to a lot of Alan Watts and such, and the past doesn't exist. You can't touch it. It doesn't. It's not here.
Gone.
It is a memory, if that is even a thing. Like
whatever gets replayed. The
only thing that really exists is right here, right now. Like, if you were to interview the two of us after this podcast, I guarantee you that we both had a completely different experience. It's our own unique experience.
It's true.
There's I think it's Alan Watts talking about driving through a town with friends, and how one's hungry, but he doesn't want to say anything because nobody else is hungry, and the other one is like horny, and then
everybody's got different experiences.
And then he's a car buff, so if you at the other end of town mm-hmm. that you just drove through, you ask the guy who was hungry, what do you see in the town? He's like, oh, there was a McDonald's, there was a health food store, there was this, that, and then you got Alan Watts, being the car buff, was like, oh, there was a foreign car shop, there was a Shell station, you
None
know,
of the
all
same,
these,
none of the
all the things. And then the guy who was horny saw the person standing under the clock tower.
you
know, like,
oh my gosh.
So like everybody had a completely different experience of the town, just like everybody's having a completely different experience of every moment. You know, like it's your own unique. You're living in your own universe, and it's your own unique universe.
Your private Idaho.
Yeah, it's your own private island, too. You know, but as your own private island, the island is connected to everything. So the island is still part of the world. So we're part of this great oneness, but we're also experiencing a completely unique and separate sort of experience of this reality. So I don't know where that comes from, Crone energy, but you know, with like
recognizing that isn't known until you're a little bit less. You know, not everybody knows that kind of stuff. I think that comes with maturity and time and you know.
I think, and also I think when you're young, it's a little bit mind blowing. You know, like
got other stuff to do, like with the mother energy that kind of blocks you from having access to some of these deeper knowings and wisdom potentially because you're so busy mothering and doing so many other octopus, you know, 8 arms multitasking, and so it's what we have available to us, you know, and because if we don't have the openness in certain aspects, then, or you don't even get exposure to it. Like back in the day, internet wasn't around. Our grandparents and the people before that didn't even know what was going on the other side of the planet.
Yeah.
So you're not even exposed to certain things. You know what I'm saying? There's some tribes that haven't been exposed to modern day technologies and stuff, you know, so it's not a bad thing, it's just a thing, it's just what you're aware of and what's in your consciousness. So yeah.
And where do you think so in the maiden, mother, crone like vibrations, you know, there are a lot of women that are in their late 20s, early 30s who are professional women who've not crossed over into like motherhood specifically, and some of them may not ever be mothers, so to speak, and that maiden energy is not really there, but they're not crones either. What do you think about that energy of that like young professional woman who's like really driven? Have any thoughts on that?
Well, a little bit
she has
runs
thoughts
through
on
my
everything,
mind.
so.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to
about
say you have thoughts on that. Well, where do I begin? Yeah, I think it's just prioritization. I think it's just like you said, everybody's got their own experience. So that means everybody's got their own goals. Everyone's got their own inspirations and their own aspirations based on their talents, based on their natural qualities and what they were gifted with, you know. So I think a lot of the times that shifts potentially, that in-betweenness shifts, but that's just the way it goes.
I'm almost thinking, you know, maybe we should add a fourth for the modern world,
That
you
makes
know.
sense. Sure.
And maybe it's maiden, warrior, mother, crone.
Okay.
That maybe that is a little bit of, I don't know if warrior is the right word for it. I know that sounds very masculine, but there is a just like the indigos are the when you talk about the rainbow children and such, the indigos are the warriors the rainbow warriors that have paved the way for the rainbows and the crystals that have come in. Like maybe there's a stage in the goddess trio that is missing, like that would encompass that post maiden, pre mother energy that is sort of a woman carving her like legacy. Like taking a moment, and like motherhood is definitely a legacy as well. So that's not to say that that's a finite stage, but like a spot that could be, I don't know if warrior is the right word, but that was the first word that came to me. Like I was thinking like Athena, you know,
Okay.
like a goddess of you know, that just gets shit done.
Yeah. And you think that she would be before the mother?
I think so.
I
think so, because the mother is a different encompassing energy, that nurturing energy. I think the warrior is behind the mother. You know, like just like the maiden is behind her. She's left the exploration and frivolity and sort of play. Even though we should all play at all stages, because you definitely get back to playing at Crone for sure.
Have the joy.
Yeah.
Do you want to know something that came to my mind?
What?
Just really thinking on what you're saying. And that is that I think that the reason why maybe the Trinity doesn't maybe necessarily have its place today, where there's the maiden, the mother, and the crone, is because the mother really isn't being the mother. She's also the one that's being a cream, the in-between.
The in-between, yeah. Cream.
So cream. So she goes straight. She's the working mother. She's the full-time professional that also is raising a buttload of kids to try to do their best. So I don't know that we really have, like, that didn't used to be the time in olden days. Mothers were just mothers. They stayed home. They took care of the fire and they made food and they harvested the good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and even in recent times, I one of my midwives when I had my child was an original, like, you could call it an original bra burner type. She was one of the original equal rights women. Like, she's one of the women that started the equal pay for equal job movement. But to hear one of the original founders of that, she said equal pay for an equal job was originally supposed to be women stay home and take care of a house, run a household. They have children. They run the education of their children. They run the fostering of their children into adulthood. Like, they do so much, and then a man would come home and where's dinner, you know, and it's like there's the equal job was recognizing that the job of mother was equally important to the family dynamic as the job of breadwinner.
Plus, pretty overwhelming, just as the person that's bringing home the
yes,
the cash,
both need to rest at the end of the day, right? And anybody who's ever done the stay-at-home mom thing at all, or the your homeschooling moms, oh my gosh, like that is a huge job and deserves equal pay. So the equal pay was about there's not one person in charge of the finances of the household. It should be equal between two married partners who are co-creating a life together, because up until then women were seen as somewhat as property, not as part of the social dynamic of a Trinity household. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, the original equal pay for equal work was recognizing how hard it was, and how much of a gift it was for a woman to be able to stay home and raise this family and take care of this household. And that turned into, she said, she was funny, it turned into women wearing suits with shoulder pads and going for high-powered jobs, which is awesome.
It is. Look at all the good stuff like, that brought on.
A lot of good stuff came out of that, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's funny that the original, like, that should be, the original should be okay too, though.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Like, both should be okay.
Yeah.
It should be, we should foster a community where women can do whatever they want.
That's right.
And if that is staying at home and being a mom, great. If that is going out and being, you know, Tampa Bay's #1 attorney, that's great too. You know, it doesn't matter.
Hey, everybody gets to have their own life experience, and you also get to change your mind too, which is a beautiful thing. You don't have to be stuck to any one particular role, which is the identification type thing. And what we're talking about is about identifying with certain things as well. But definitely, I think you're on to something there, Vero, but I almost think that I'm not mad at the Trinity in the way that goes. I just don't know that we've totally honored each step, or it's blurred a little bit, or maybe we do need to have, there's maybe just something in the center of the Trinity. Like you've got the, you know, and then there's something in the center too. Who knows? I like a triangle. I'm partial.
I do. I am partial. I am partial
I don't
to
want to
threes.
make a square.
Right? I'm partial to threes.
Exactly. But we never were just three. So, you know, there's that too, you know. So.
Yeah, the all encompassing. It's funny you mentioned that. I knew a woman who was a very high power traveling gig where she was making easily making 6 figures, you know, like no problem. Powerhouse of a woman. Her husband was a school teacher, so she was definitely the breadwinner of the family, and she got pregnant and was the whole time planning to go back to work as soon as possible. He could stay home, you know, and he could raise the kid, and like and in the delivery room with the midwife, my same midwife that I use, wow. Yeah, she's amazing. The Hollywood Birth Center in Hollywood, Florida, Debbie Marion, she's amazing. This woman, her story goes, the baby was put on her chest, and she looked at the baby, and she looked at her husband, and she said, "I'm quitting my job."
Wow. She didn't want to stay, you know, she didn't want to go back out into the working world.
No, and she ended up starting, she's a fabulous woman. She ended up, I can't remember her name, or I would plug her right now, because I just remember her story, but she did start a diaper, like a cloth diaper company. And so she started a cloth diaper company with all of her knowledge, and
still got to stay at home.
Still got to stay home. Made that very successful. Yeah. But she got to do both.
I think that's one of the benefits of that whole Corona mess, you know, that we were grounded and put back into our homesteading ways a little bit, you know, and kind of forced to be with the family that created us and we created, you know. So you learn a lot of things about yourselves during those times, you know, but I think that's where maybe we kind of did get to lean back into some of those.
One of the good things of it was the reset. I know that a lot of people are working from home now, which is really interesting. And there's like places like New York where there's so much office space. There's like so much office space. And with a lot of remote working, it's like, oh, wonder what they're going to do with all that.
Yeah,
you know?
I hope they make parks. Or, you know, we have maybe some people that could use housing that don't otherwise have access to it. Some families and people are veterans, you know.
Yeah, take care of them.
Yeah, there's lots of opportunities for those spaces to be used in a real productive way, I'm sure.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
All right, Crone.
All right, Crone. You got a card
I do.
today?
I do.
Let's pull a card for the day.
Let's do it. I'm so blessed.
You are.
I am. Thank you.
So am I.
Thank you. Thank you. I just want to thank everybody.
All right, we've got this deck today.
It's Transcendent Journeys. So amazing. So amazing. I love it so much.
Yeah, I love the cover of this one. This is Transcendent Journeys.
That's supposed to be, and I'm not going to pronounce it beautifully, but it's Lyra. Yeah.
I don't know. Beautiful. So this is Cheryl Yambrock Rose. It's Transcendent Journeys Oracle. Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you, indeed.
This is available from Blue Angel Press.
Lots of energy today. I'm going to honor all the mothers. We did just have a Mother's Day. And speaking about all of the beautiful roles, I can identify with motherhood. My friend right here can. And then I was birthed somehow. So I'd like to honor my mother and all you other mothers.
Yeah.
Mother others. This is for you. I hope you have the most beautiful day too. And I pray that all are abundant with peace, gratitude, joy, love, and plenty. Now we're bringing to you number card 19, and it says look to nature for healing, and it's the essence of Brigid. She's gorgeous. Look at that red hair. Little lammies.
Nice little Celtic vibe we got going on here.
It is. Okay, my loves. So this, I will say this about this card. You see the little burning, little candle lit area in this little, right there? That's in honor of Brigid and her medicinal ways and her watchful ways. She's like a caregiver. You might call this person a motherly type figure, actually, because of her nature to nurture. And that is her way. And she does it with magic, and she does it with healing plants and through nature. So, and she's honored and revered throughout many areas in the UK. So, okay. It notes here to keep your sacred fire burning bright. Use natural herbs and healthy alternatives when possible. Connecting to nature clears the mind and puts things in perspective. This is true, people. Get out there and put down your technology just for a little hot minute and get back out there and invest some time in nature. She will reinvest in you all the energy and goodness that you require. She'll put you in a little balance if you're feeling a little off balance. Here it notes that Brigid means the exalted one. She was thought to be the daughter of Dagda, the supernatural chieftain of the Tuatha De Danann. This group of highly evolved humans is said to have come in a ship out of the sky. They lived with terrestrial humans for a time, imparting their knowledge of poetry and music, as well as healing plants, firecraft, and other survival skills. Eventually, the Tuatha De Danann retreated to the inner earth and came to be regarded as gods. As a mother goddess, and we just talked about that a little bit, Brigid protected newborn lambs in spring, and her eternal flame was kept burning. She carries, this is the part where I was talking about being revered, the little fires in honor of Brigid. She carries Irish moss and other medicinal winter herbs in her bag. Find what you need to do to keep the sacred flame burning within you, and it will feed your soul. So this is a great opportunity for you all to symbolically go ahead and light yourself your own flame. Get a little candle lit, get some incense burning, just do a little light, do a little prayer, smoke some smudge, smoke some whatever, get your natural herbs burning, and say a prayer over that sacred fire and that sacred smoke, okay? For your behalf, your motherly behalf, And that goes towards our men identifying or male identifying roles out there as well, because we all have the ability to tap into our motherly intuitions, instincts, survival ways, to know to lean into Earth Mother with her natural resources. So please revere your time on this peaceful, sweet planet and be the mother that you know you can be. Because we're all that. And we're all actually held in Mother's arms at all times. Just ask for it.
Aho. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. I love that. I love that so much. Well, thank you all for tuning in, to another conversation with Christina and I, because we just have fun talking and we decided to put it on film. So,
yeah, you.
Yeah, you. All right. So this has been Lighten Up. It's only light. I'm Vero, owner of Sacred Crystals in Tyrone Square. Oh, I do have one little announcement that can actually make
Talking. Oh my God.
We are Sacred Crystals is a crystal shop in Tyrone Square Mall in St. Petersburg, Florida, and we will now also be a crystal shop in West Shore Plaza in Tampa, Florida. So we have just signed the lease, looking to open about June 15th. So about a month from now, we should be having a grand opening party in Tampa.
Holy schmoly. That's very exciting.
Yeah, right? So
makes my heart happy.
So we're growing. So you can find us currently in Tyrone Square, soon in West Shore Plaza, and always at sacredcrystals.rocks online. All right. Thank you very much. And Christina, anything?
No. Have a blessed day.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right. Blessings. Bye.
Bye.
And
oh, come on.
I don't know how to end it.